Why do I have a zip tie here? Why do I have a refrigerator part here? Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me back in the garage again. It's always good to see you. Well, I can't see you, but you can see me. But yeah, today we're going to be playing with these intake manifolds, and we're going to be dressing them. We got to get them prepped and prepared to install. And in the process of doing that, we are going to be putting a gasket on the bottom here, a seal. We got to have a cushion between the two mating surfaces. And you can see I got two manifolds, or end castings, two old heads. You don't really need the extra heads, but if you have a set lying around, it helps. Since I'm dealing with pretty much a stock end casting, I'm using like stock heads. And we don't have to worry about them being ported or nothing. They're just here to hold the manifolds down while the silicone we're going to use cures. But if you're running a big beefy manifold or heads that have extra material, maybe you want to use your own heads unless you're rich enough to have an extra set lying around. But me, unfortunately, am not. But yeah, so in the process of doing this, like I said, we're going to need these. You're going to need a marker and some of this gasket material. This can be bought at your local parts store. And oh yeah, handy dandy side cutters. I found that these things work really well for cutting this gasket material. Just as easy as cutting scissors, and they're cut clean enough for what the purpose is. They are a little cumbersome to work with sometimes. I don't know if my scissors work any better or not. I'm gonna go find my scissors and see if they do. Hold on. All right, we're back. Let's see how well these scissors cut. I couldn't find my other. I got another cut of cable cutters or whatever, but I can't find them. But hey, these work really well too. Okay, so now that we got everything prepped here, start with a clean piece of gasket material, and just going to trace your intake manifold using your magic marker, Sharpie. Just going to trace manifold. Pretty simple. And somehow figure out how we can mark your gaskets there. It's easier to do it with IDF manifolds. He's got a weird curve in them. And the number 2. Let's try this here. Aha, I bet you that's going to be close enough. Actually, just learned something. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? All right, now to cut them out. And again, we're not worried about looks, it's all about function. Actually, once they're glued down on the manifold, you can actually go and clean them up on the outsides if you really want them to look nice. There's one. This material actually goes a long ways, and it's fairly inexpensive. I mean, if you figure the price you pay for buying just already pre-made gaskets, which you still have to go and match port, because they kind of come one size fits all. This is actually inexpensive and goes a long ways. I think I pointed out before that this is the original stock gasket. If you're running just stock setup, stock manifold, stock carburetor, things probably work just fine for you. But when you move into like custom port work, ported heads, and you know, dual carbs and stuff, I prefer to run something more like this. For one, you have to custom make the holes and show you the difference. I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's a kind of a factory head, just a round, regular round port. If you're looking to GoPro, just in case the camera didn't focus. These are what they call ported or match ported. These are match ported to my heads, courtesy of me. Get another look. Yeah, but now we got those cut out. We got to make the holes so we can put them on these bolts here. And I actually discovered a new trick for that. I discovered it actually today. Usually I just try to use a drill bit, but a drill bit usually kind of leaves it kind of messy. But I actually was going through my Dremel box, you know, my porting tools, and I come across a bit that I bought for some reason and never really used it, but found a purpose for it now. Come on, I'll go show you. So yeah, I got this bit here, come in my or something I bought for my Dremel tool. And it actually happens to be about the right size, about 8mm. And I found it drills a really nice hole, so we are going to go to town. Probably can't see in the camera over there. Probably can't see the GoPro camera now. Here, let's try this. Still a little tag on there, but hey, actually works really nice. Finding that my craftsmanship needs a little massaging, which is pretty easily done. Just gotta be careful, watch your fingers. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that little bit. There's one. Wonder if I put that on there the right way. Yeah, because I did that with the front. That's the back. Okay, yep, yeah, it's on there. Kind of missed. All right. That one's good. I'm gonna go a little more on this one. Beautiful. Now, for the fun part and the messy part, we're going to take our favorite black silicone and we're just lightly put a thin layer on the mating surface here. On one side, we're only putting on one side of the gasket, and that's the intake side. The head side will stay dry. Okay, and we're going to stick that on here, and we'll lightly bolt it down as soon as I find 4 nuts. We're just putting just enough to seal or fill in any imperfections and to get that gasket to stick to the manifold. Okay, clean your hands off. Lid on your sealant. And find 4 nuts. Probably got the original nuts that were on them someplace around here. Let's go see. All right, found them. The trick is just to, like I said, we'll just lightly bolt them down. Just enough to get the silicone to squish a little bit. Won't take much. There, that should be good. Now let them sit for 24 hours and then put them on the car. So let's go. All right, it's the next day. It's time to remove these and see if the gasket's stuck. Keep fingers crossed. And don't lose these nuts, because these are actually the ones I use on the on the engine. They're nice. They're actually a 12 millimeter, so they fit in here a little nicer, especially if you got some of those bigger, beefy manifolds. They're not too small, but yet they're not too big. You still get a little bit of a bite in them. Well, there's one. And here's the other one. A little dirty, just have to wipe it off. All right, well, let's get over All right, yeah, I know what you're thinking. How's the air going to get through there? Well, stay with me. I'll show you how I take care of that. All right, I like to use a Dremel. I got like an 80 grit sanding drum on here, and just kind of makes it, to me, a little faster, a little cleaner. You can use like a knife, those little X-Acto break-off knives, or something sharp, razor blade, to cut them all out. But I happen to just like using the Dremel, and I think I can get away with that a bit. But I gotta find my safety goggles. There we are. Just make sure you find the center. This is gonna get loud because I'm gonna run a vacuum cleaner to kind of help keep the mess down to a minimal. And yeah, then we'll just probably clean them up by using an air hose. There we go. Got an exact match. You can feel when you start getting close to the edge, you know, of course, the material gets harder, and then yeah, just got a nice little shiny mark. It means you're done in that area. But yeah, it works pretty good. Now to get onto the other hole. Yep. Time for a new bit. All right, now I got that changed out. Time to get back to work. Now if you want, you can go and kind of clean this up a little bit. Dremel tool works pretty nicely. I'm going to do it just because that's less stuff I have to worry about getting caught on any of the engine tin. I don't need that noisy thing to do it. There we go. One custom fitted gasket. Now we'll get the other side done and get them put on the car. All right, let's call that a day. I got a few other things to do, but probably guys are probably sick and tired of watching me wrench on stuff. I did speed it up so you guys wouldn't have to be so drug out. But yeah, until next time, we'll keep the flat side down and the shiny side up. Catch you later.